Hello everyone, this is David at Grow and Eat This. I'm in Zone 7, northeast of Atlanta, Georgia, and it's time for me to be getting some turmeric and ginger started to get some plants off. Now, we grew a bunch of both turmeric and ginger last year and of course didn't know what to do as far as storing it because we never had so much before. And we looked at a bunch of videos on YouTube and did a bunch of internet searching, and everybody seemed to think a good idea was, a lot of people at least, that you stored it in dry sand. So we thought, well, alright, we'll give that a try. So we're going to see what we've got going here in the dry sand. I got to tell you, is that some of the worst, most shriveled up looking stuff you ever saw? Don't think much of the dry sand method personally. It doesn't even feel right. So I think what I really wish we had done was to chop it up, store it in water and freeze it. See, this has even got moldy stuff on it. This sand is bone dry. Boy. We did an awful lot of ginger to not be seeing too much, see? I mean, this is not good here at all. Some of it still smells like ginger, but I mean, that's just rotten. That's just terrible. Well, I'm going to break off some pieces here and see if we can get them, some of them, to develop a little life in them. That certainly isn't. It's rotten. So I'm guessing the turmeric's not going to be much better. So if you're thinking about trying the sand method, everybody comes to their own conclusions, but let me tell you, here's mine. I don't think much of it. This is terrible. Here's just visible rot. This was some of the most incredibly beautiful ginger ever. I'm going to put some dirt in a couple of plastic shoe boxes and put a bunch of this in. Pray I get a little of it to root. Get some new plants started. I don't think we'll be doing too much with the whole idea of the sand next year. I'll put this sand in the garden to help loosen up the clay, but certainly won't be storing any vegetables in it. So I'm going to get a pot and get things ready, and I'll show you how that goes. Alright, here's a light seed starting potting mix into this plastic shoebox. And add some water to it. Mix that in. Last thing this ginger needs right now is to be even drier than it is now. So I'm going to mix this in some, get a little moisture. That's just plain water I have in a container. It's a little bit wet. And now, because of this really terrible quality of this stage, maybe there's a little life right there. And I was so proud of all this ginger. And maybe some of these little nubs here will start up. Now I can certainly break that stuff off. I think there's a nub right there. That one's totally rotten. Look at that. That was a beautiful ginger. One of the things about gardening, some years it works, some years it doesn't. And just because you get a big harvest doesn't really mean you've actually got anything. You got to store it. And what works for some people, here's a good nub here, and I think a good nub there. I'm going to put that one in there. One of the things that happens is just because it works for somebody, I mean, if people put the videos and recommended the sand, it must work for them. It wouldn't knowingly mess us all up. It's not what we do. I think that's a good nub there, probably a good nub there. Break that off. Yeah. Alright, I got that much. I'll put a label on this, and boy, let's hope somewhere in here some of this, enough of it'll sprout. So I get plants to grow this year, and I'll definitely store them differently next year. So we'll see if this stuff will sprout. And if it does, we'll be back showing you some videos on that. This is David of Grow and Eat This. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. This is not one of the best ones. Thank you for watching.